beautiful souls. So, have some of you been experiencing physical symptoms recently? So that might be issues with your sleep, issues with your physical body in some way, issues with your diet, issues with your digestive system. Maybe you're even feeling incredibly anxious because those adrenal glands are going left, right and centre. Maybe you are experiencing feeling incredibly ungrounded, uncentered, and you can't quite put your finger on why that is. You might also be experiencing huge waves of nausea or intense levels of anxiety and stress and worry, particularly around the idea of mortality. This is because the collective physical energy body is coming online. Oh. And today we have got a lovely, juicy little channeled message to support you with this. So if you've been experiencing things like intense cravings, your physical body is just acting up, you're experiencing acne, breakouts in the skin, or other skin conditions, psoriasis, eczema, all of that kind of stuff, then we are going to give you some energetic reasons why some of that stuff might be happening for you, and hopefully some tips as well. So the important thing to note with this is that we all come online at different paces, different levels, we're all different, we're all unique individuals, even though we are connected to the collective as a whole. So if you're not experiencing some of these bits, it is worth listening anyway, because it might be something that can be coming up for you at some point, and you'll have a little bit more info around why that might be. It also might be coming up in the emotional body for you. So we've got another video on that. That happened just around Christmas time. But it might be that that's how you are responding to these new energies flooding through. So to give you a bit of an overview of what this is actually about, those of you that have been following us for a while know that there is a collective up-leveling from fifth dimensional consciousness predominantly to sixth dimensional consciousness. We talk a lot about this in our content on our YouTube, all of that kind of stuff, so you can check out lots of stuff around that. But part of these energy body upgrades is around us being able to receive far more information from ourselves as source, to be able to be far more conscious creators of the realities that we are experiencing. So it is a good thing, even if it doesn't feel very good in the system, when our channels are really beginning to open and we're beginning to receive far information. It feels very messy. So when a collective energy body comes online, like the emotional body that we saw just before or just after Christmas, it can feel very messy in the system because you're suddenly being influxed with so much more data, so much more information, because our channels are expanding and we're being able to receive far information from ourselves as source, far more information. The reason for this is so that we can make more informed decisions about the reality that we're creating. The more information we've got, the more data we've got to work with, and the more that we can actively influence what it is that we are experiencing and the reality that we are creating. So, that being said, I'm going to bring through the Galayla Collective and they can tell you a little bit more about this collective physical energy body coming online, what this might mean for you, how you can navigate some of these up levels in your system, and how you can make the most of them as well, and also what it means for us as a species. So I will see you on the other side. I'll see you in a bit. Hello, dear souls. Major point is finally here, dear ones. Our physical energy body is somewhat most important of them all. This is because many of you have deep hang-ups about your ability to shift and change your physical reality. To us, this seems a little backwards. Those of you that have been experimenting with manifestation have been able to observe shifts in your external world. You see this magic at play. But then when you say to yourself, oh, I have this ailment, I have this issue with my physical body, I have this particular body part I am not so fond of, or I have these signs of aging that I am not so fond of. And you believe to yourself, there is no possible way for me to shift and change this because it is in the physical and the physical is fixed. Of course, this is not true, dear souls. It is simply the collective belief within your system. And it seems far stronger because many individuals of the whole collective collectively feed in to this fixed belief. But it is simply a belief, dear souls. And the moment that many of you begin to shift this belief is the moment that new possibilities arise. So, what does it mean for physical energy body to be coming online? Many of you will be experiencing this in emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies also. Because at point when it is a touchdown into physical, there is lots of energetic shift and change happening. Many thought patterns, many fear frequencies being activated all at once. And so all energy bodies will be particularly active with this particular up level. But for those of you that are experiencing this in physical energy body, what is actually happening is, remember, dear ones, each and every one of you, each and every individual is connected to source energy. You are all source energy, dear one, experiencing yourselves in human form, experiencing the illusion of separation and the idea that you are an individuated piece of consciousness separate from the whole. But there is always part of you that recognizes this is an illusion. This part of you, dear one, we call your source frequency. Many of you would call your channel. This is your connection to the truth of all that you are. And many of you believe that you are receiving information from divine, from spirit, opening up your channel. This is your connection to source, dear ones. It is not coming from outside of you. This is a wonderful picture for your human to be able to understand it, because human still believes very much in separation from source. It may be able to believe, oh, source exists, but it still exists outside of me. So wonderful way that human has developed to understand this is to recognize, there is a channel opening up within me so that I can receive information from outside of me, which is a source of all things. So this is how many of you have come to understand this, that our physical body or our physical vessel, energetic vessel, opens up its ability to receive information from a source of all things that a human believes exists outside of self. But this is only one partial truth, dear ones. It is the truth that human must get on board with to be able to allow more magic in life. But full truth is that this source exists within you, dear one. It is not coming from outside of you. And all you are doing when you are opening your channel is stepping into a greater level of awareness of all that you are. You are stepping more into your multidimensional self, more into yourself as source. You are allowing more of yourself as source to flow through your veins, to flow through your cells, to flow through your body. It is always within you, dear source. But when you are opening your channel, you are actually simply opening up your awareness to all that you are. So, our physical energy body coming online is this channel opening up. You are receiving far more of yourself as source, far more information about yourself as source, far more information from yourself as source, far more connection to yourself as source, which means that you will be streaming and streaming and streaming beautiful data about yourself as creator of your reality, dear one. So, we think this is amusing, that many of you have been able to shift beliefs around the idea that manifestation techniques can shift and change things outside of you, but it becomes extremely difficult for you to believe that it can shift the physical body itself. But dear souls, this connection you are holding, it does not come from outside of you. It comes from within you. And therefore, the easiest thing to shift and change should be physical body. Because your consciousness exists within you, does it not, dear one? And this is truly what we are talking about. Your consciousness, this part of you that is alive, dear one, your soul, if you like, the part of you that leaves the body when death occurs. It exists within you, dear one, and it is this part of you that creates change within your physical world. In fact, it is this part of you that creates your physical world full stop. So, it seems funny to us that you beautiful souls who have come to believe in magic so beautifully as you are stepping into fifth dimensional consciousness and wondrously are beginning to open up your level of awareness to far more of all that you are still struggling to identify how the physical body is at the whim of your consciousness. Dear ones, it is at the whim of your consciousness, your belief systems, your emotional, mental, spiritual belief systems. If you believe it is possible to heal your physical body, it will be possible to heal your physical body. We are not saying that this means you must completely live in La La Land and not do anything in external world to help heal physical body. This is also a trap that many people have gotten into for quite some time. They go straight to fifth dimensional consciousness, which says that we are healing through energy pieces, and of course, very vital, important part, day one, very vital, important part, to be able to implement this level of consciousness, which recognizes that force within you that is capable of intense and wondrous change. But no, dear one, that piece that many of you are missing is that there is physical element also. Many of you have grown to fear medicine in the way that it is presented to you, dear ones. But this simply is an expansion of your own fear frequency. There is nothing that is remotely evil in this world. It is always influenced by energy, influenced by fear frequency, influenced by everything that each individual soul is needing to experience at any given moment. And so, a part of a healing journey for many of you has been around learning to trust yourself as source outside of you also, in terms of medicine men. And we are not talking about the ones that work with plants and such things. We are talking about clinical, medical men and women. Girls saying, and women. Medical humans. Those who have been training in fields of medicine for years and years and years. And not just holistic medicine, dear ones. Know that to be truly holistic beings is also to learn to trust the whole. Not just those who are deemed holistic in nature, but have come predominantly to 5D and not very attached to 3D. And it does not mean relying completely on those very physical 3D medicine people that are very only focused on the science, on the facts, refusing to see any of the energetic medicine. No, it is time for a reconnection of all. For six-dimensional consciousness to begin to show each and every one of us how source energy works together to bring the most magical and wondrous of all energetics to the forefront. This is what the true nature of physical energy body coming online is going to push humanity towards, dear one. So many of you will be feeling physical ailments. Many of you will be feeling intense waves of anxiety that is related to adrenal glands kicking in full force. Many of you will be experiencing intense cravings, breakouts of skin, all of these things. But there are also going to be those of you that are experiencing huge waves of fear around death itself, around mortality, around the idea that your body in some way has been influenced by chemicals or pollution or electromagnetic waves, many of you will be experiencing issues of this nature. Now, we do not have to tell you the fear that this will arise within you, dear ones, but know that it is not these things that are creating the fear within you. It is the fear within you that is creating these things. But this is happening for you. It is not happening to you, dear ones. Those of you that are experiencing intense levels of fear and therefore intense levels of attention on the physical health, on the physical body, will be part of wondrous collection of wondrous souls who bring in the new, dear ones. You will be bringing in new levels of caring for physical body and new levels of awareness and expansion for what physical healing is actually possible when all parts of the whole begin to work together, dear ones. So, this is message we are eager to get across to you, dear ones. It is all happening for you. Right now, if you are feeling intense waves of fear around your own physical well-being or around the well-being of others around you, the bit to note, dear ones, is that you will never be separated from these wondrous souls that you are going to miss if a death were to occur. We are not saying that death is going to occur, dear ones. This point are not particularly important. Of course, important for yourself as humans, but it is important how you react to these fears within you. Because this is where your energy is pulling you, dear ones. What your system is actually trying to show you is where the illusion of separation is actually destroying your joy, destroying your connection to all that is. And the reason it is doing this is so that you address this element of you and begin to embrace the joy of all that is and the joy of the deeper knowing that separation is an illusion, dear ones. There is no such thing as separation, really. Of course, for human cells are very important that you still tend to the grief process because this is what will ultimately help you to transmute the energies moving through to be able to recognize what it is that we truly mean. It is all well and good knowing in your little cognitive minds that illusion is not real, that you are never truly separate from your loved ones. But when your heart is aching and you are feeling the physical absence, this cognitive thought does you no favors. It is important for each and every one of you to deeply internally explore what death actually means for each and every one of you. We were showing the girl recently as a wondrous pet, a family pet. Was scheduled to be put to sleep as he was suffering. And in the hours running up to this decision being made, as she was aware that this would be a huge possibility, she spent much time and presence with this wondrous, lovely little animal. And she came to conclusion, we all run around in life pretending that death is not going to happen. We all like to pretend that it is not a thing, which often causes us to be far less grateful for all that we have, to be far less appreciative for all that we have. And so she took on a new quality of being as she was able to lay with this little soul, not reaching for her phone, not trying to figure out what she was having for tea, but simply actually being in the presence of this little one. And it was exquisite, exquisitely peaceful, because she was able to be fully present with the knowledge that this is not infinite, that time together is not infinite. And this is no bad thing, dear ones. It is what you come here to experience. Because the threat of death causes you to actually appreciate life, to appreciate the love that you hold for another, because it is not a guarantee that it will be around forever. This is what your system is actually calling you into. If you are experiencing worries around death, this is what your system is calling you into. Greater levels of appreciation for life, dear ones. That is all. A greater level of appreciation for life. Know that separation is never, simply never, because it does not exist, dear ones. Those of you that have lost loved one and been able to reconnect with them on the other side, yes, of course, physical loss is felt. But there is a far deeper connection that happens in the union of soul-to-soul connection that does not involve physical body. It will always inevitably take you deeper into yourself as source. It will always enrich you, dear ones. So, for those of you that are not experiencing worries around death, but simply experiencing the physical energy body doing all kinds of things while a channel opens and you are receiving far more information. Know that for the next couple of weeks, couple months, the physical body will be doing some strange things. In similar way as when our emotional body was coming online, that the emotions were all over the place. You can think of this as a recalibration of system. And it is not to be given too much thought around. So, for example, if skin is flaring up or intense cravings moving through, or sleep issues having wreaking havoc on your life, know that it will pass, dear ones. It will pass. Of course, if there are any particularly serious things that are coming to forefront that have been there for a while, of course, get these physically checked out, dear ones. We are not saying completely ignore your system. Definitely not. But what we are saying is that system may be exaggerative at this moment in time. It may be amplifying certain things. And of course, always good to listen to because your system is communicating with you. But for those of you who have tendency to overthink, just remember that physical body is coming online, and therefore energies can be quite scatty, quite messy when this is happening. So, our key takeaways from today, dear ones. This is happening for you, not to you. What it will result in is wondrous new level of expansion for humanity in terms of what is actually possible for physical healing, for physical shifts, and for physical changes. It will be wondrous, but it will be messy initially. And so, taking time to ground to Mother Earth, to soothe the body, to really work with the senses, to allow yourself to come much more into grounded present moment. Indeed, some of you will be experiencing the physical body coming online as intense feelings of euphoria, intense feelings of gratitude, intense feelings of presence, intense feelings of being very grounded in the system. But for those of you that are struggling with the energetic calibration of it being quite messy, this is what you are wanting to reach for, is to soothe the physical body. And remember, dear souls, much in the same way that energy body coming online was around intensity of emotion to force you to deal with what it was that you are experiencing at the moment, to begin to master present moment energetic mastery within your system. Much in the same way, a physical energy body also doing the same, dear one. So if you're experiencing high levels of pain in body, or high levels of distress, or high levels of fight or flight response kicking in, Know that your system is calling you into present moment mastery. How are you going to make yourself feel better in this moment now? If your physical body has become so overwhelmed with pain that you cannot do anything, then your system is calling you in to sit and to breathe through the pain, to be with your body, to allow that pain to transmute into pleasure with your consciousness. Your system is always working for you, dear souls, always working for you. If you listen to it and respond in any given moment, we promise you that you will be stepping into energetic mastery and learning to be much more conscious creator of your reality, because your energy is what is creating your entire reality, dear ones. And when you master your energy, you master your life. And so, I will leave this here for now. I'm sending you all oodles and oodles and oodles of love, dear ones. Goodbye for now. Whew. Whew. Hello. So, hopefully you all got something from that. This has been a bit of a wild roller coaster. I've been experiencing the breakouts and the sleep issues and the adrenal glands going. I would love to know, how have you been experiencing this? Pop it in the comments. And if you want to chat about this further, you can always send me a DM as well. So sending you all oodles and oodles and oodles of love from me as well as the GC. Hope you all have an amazing day. Hopefully not too activated in the physical body. And if you are too activated, then remember you are just being called home to really master what is happening inside of you. It's all happening for us, not to us. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.